requitedhawk, aka Chris Redtail, here to do another episode of the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. This time, we're starting up with the second game. Let's go ahead and get ready to jump into the action here in just a moment. I can do something real quick. Pashy poo. My doggy poo. For you, baby girl. Yeah. There you go, Passion. You hungry? Passion hungry? Get that thing out of your eye. Feel so nervous. I must be feeling my nerves. Find a way to compose myself. Good you're here. It doesn't do for a lawyer to be late. Yes, good morning, sir. I hardly recognize you. You got a fine figure, Consul. But you look like white as a sheet, and with those white eyes, you aren't doing any favors either. The truth is, I'm so incredibly nervous. I feel utterly nauseated. And I wish I'd never been born. Goodness, not the sort of thing a father hopes to hear from his daughter, I must say. Eugen Makotaba, professor of medicine at the Imperial Yumi University, a man who earlier in his life traveled in Great Britain to study the latest advances of forensic medical service. And of course, my brilliant father. Excuse me? Excuse me. Would I be correct that you're my lawyer in court today? Oh, yes, that's right. Well, I want to thank you for agreeing to represent me. I swear on my life. It's completely fabrication, the whole thing. Who's this? Mabambi. Ray Mabami. I'm just gonna call you Ray. Ray. Ha. Okay. Okay. Ray Mabambi, born same year as I, the greatest friend. Although unusual for a woman in our time, she works at the university in my research laboratory helping my father. And sadly, she's the defendant in today's trial, accused of committing an unlawful murder. Are you feeling alright? Since we started talking, you seem, well, to have become a little flushed. It's just that you look so gallant and dashing. Sorry? When I fall into your intense gaze, it, makes me feel rather bashful. I don't think she knows. She hasn't realized who I am. Haha. It would seem our little plan for this trial is going to work. But what do you mean, Professor Makotaba? Your best friend can't see through the disguise. I think we can relax. Disguise? Yes, I've never tried dressing this way before, of course, but I wasn't sure how convincing it would be. But I feel a little relieved, as you say, Father. But Father? What? Is that you, Citadel? I'm so sorry I didn't say something sooner, Ray. It's just that... No. Dude, what's going on? What are you doing? What university form? The varsity cap, the varsity cape, the varsity badge. Look at you. You look like... You look for the world just like a student in the Imperial Yumi student. I'm so glad you think so. It means all my preparations have been worth a while. I woke up at 4 in the morning to make a start. But I don't understand. What do you dress like that? Well, you see, it was the only way we should be admitted to the Supreme Court taking defense in this trial. Defense? Which is apparent barred women not even allowed to set foot inside the courtroom. Despite that fact, the laws that apply to all male and female alike. I'll move Ribbon. Just for today, I'll believe myself in the courtroom at the door. I'm going to act as your lawyer. But you're my greatest friend. And I worry you'd be ashamed of it. And I was just worried I shouldn't be the lawyer you deserve. No, I completely have faith in you. Because you're a woman. Why wouldn't you be allowed in court? You're so dashing. Ray, please don't look at me like that. Those flushed cheeks and those dying eyes. Oh, just, you really do look so dashing. Yes, you mentioned that once or twice. You should be pleased. It means you look convincing as a man. You believe me, don't you? You mean the murder? Of course. There's nothing to worry about. Right. Perfectly clean. I'm out of my mind about your innocence. I stand with you to the bitter end. Whatever happens, I'll always be on your side. That's what it means to be a defense lawyer. Stand aside. Am I assuming Ray doesn't know how I came to this? Yes. Keep that. Is that true? The reason why there is a lawyer's rushing to take this case? Because of who the victim was? Laws in my field, but I could do what I can to support my student. Thank you, Father. Field assistant 8 months ago. But 2 months ago, dude. Many times I wish that you were here, I wonder. Still, I have no choice now but to steer myself the trail ahead. Wish he's left the hot house on. Of course, now it's such. Wait a minute. Gosh darn it. Proceed, Your Excellency. Defense Council, are you ready? Yes, Your Excellency. We are ready. Oh, ready! Oh, yes, Council. Your name is Ryotaro Nahado, is that correct? Sorry. For you. Mind. Well, Consul? Yes, that's right, that's me. I mean, yes, I'm Ryotaro. I have vowed up to uphold the pride and the great... I'm not... See, with Ryotaro, made me consider how better I've told to not overdo it. Use this... Relax and listen. Must be... his cousin. That's right. Ryotaro here has been studying the situation. Having been rejected by the capital, the chiefs had to call on a country boy. Huh? Oh, sorry. But he is not. But I'm not. The regions will just assume the outcome of this trial will affect the very few. Just like the trial 9 months ago, and yet the proceedings such an importance we have yet known by the yokel or the doc, dear me. To assess the defense, determine whether you are significantly competent to practice in this courtroom. 9 months ago, we are certain that the other Nahados stood where you're standing now. And the judge that tested him as well. Yeah, this will be easy. Alright. Let's see. Please make them very well start with. As you will state the name of the victim. Nice. Blood on certain cases. Look here. Don't be frightened. You will need to use the knowledge you have gained. What? How'd she die? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. She died? Well, what does she have to do with her? Who's the victim in this case? The victim who lost her life in this case was Miss Giselle Breet. Giselle Breet. Name that will never forget in the country, I'm sure. Correct. At the beginning of a member of our empire's history, you'll be aware of the significance of that name. No question. Miss Breet was visiting us. I recall her. Obviously, I still remember. She was a killer. 9 months ago, visiting Professor of Medicine, Imperial Yumi was killed. The culprit was Giselle Breet. Yes, she was a killer. At the time, the country had just signed a new treaty with the Empire of Great Britain. It was in the midst of a delicate situation occurred. Englishman Dr. John H. Wilson was shot dead. He was... I believe he was an associate of yours, Professor requitedhawk. Yes, I was indebted to that man. He's been my mentor since I went to London to study forensic medicine. Indeed, it was I who invited him here to Japan, visiting professor at university. Naturally, the murder of the Englishman was our soil, and it was a matter of the government watched rapidly. Indeed it was, which is why the secret trial was conducted here at the Supreme Court. A student of the Imperial Yuma University was arrested on suspicion of murder. A second-year language student by the name of Ryunosuke Nahato. With the help of his best friend, a student lawyer, the accused conducted his own defense. Exposed this despicable crime committed by Miss Giselle Breet. Miss Breet admitted to her crime. However, when questioned about the motive, I drove her to take Dr. Wilson's life. She was given no satisfactory answer, which the trial couldn't reach a conclusion. Immediately after the trial, the British government brought a consular jurisdiction into play. We were unable to sentence. We were unable to sentence Miss Breet according to our empire laws. It was decided that she would be removed to Shanghai, China instead. Why Shanghai? There's a British consular court down there. Correct. I oversaw the negotiations personally. The date to have her transferred to Shanghai was finally settled upon that last week. All that I remained was the Empire's obligations was to see the woman safely aboard her steamship. And yet, the very day before departure, the Englishwoman was killed. Before? Oh, she killed the day before. That will do. I'm satisfied with the counsels for the defense is significantly capable of representing the defendant. Thank you, Your Excellency. First turn. Now, summary of the incident, if you please. Prosecutor Achi? Is as you wish, Your Excellency. The reported crime took place on the 11th of August in the broad daylight. Excuse me, I just had a sandwich. On the outskirts of the imperial capital, under a bright blue sky, at a scheduled bathing spot by the sea. The incident occurred inside a small beach hut, eradicated for the bathers to the rest of the changing clothes. The cause of death was a single stab wound to the posterior abdomen and pierced in the victim's lung, as an injury proved very fatal. There were two persons alone together inside the beach hut at the time of the victim's death. Miss Breed in her bathing attire, and the accused, Raymond Bambi. Accordingly, there can be no doubt the accused's guilt, especially when we consider she had a powerful motive. The police arrived rapidly at the scene and promptly arrested the young lady. Wait. Wait. What was that you just said, mother? Like, see. Okay, so there were two persons alone together and said that those two weren't a couple, were they? Why would she have a motive, though? Well, that extraordinary description of events leaves me in somewhat loss for words, I must say. Certainly true. The prosecution's summary was full of words to raise an awful lot of questions. As a lawyer, I really had to pick the prosecution counsel and what he said about. They were being low together. They were at the bathing spot. But you're missing the... But here's the thing. Here's the thing, Tweaker. You're missing a most vital ingredient to any type of murder. Motive. You're clearly exaggerating. Oh, well, a blue overstatement. Is that Yokobo using the wrong words he doesn't fully understand? I beg your pardon. Son, you are a research assistant at Imperial Human University, I believe. Yes, I am. I'm working with Professor Requitedhawk in his laboratory at the moment. I confirm that the defendant's an excellent sense of responsibility. Fascinating to hear. Now another question. Prior to your work, Professor Requitedhawk, whose research were you assisting then? I was studying under Dr. John H. Wilson. Dr. John H. Wilson? The visiting English professor who was murdered by Miss Breed 9 months ago? Here's the kid. See, I'm sick from Winter Dr. Wilson. Is that not true? Yes, Dr. Wilson was a wonderful man. Until the court what deep-seated feelings he had towards the English woman who killed him. Oh, Richard. No, Ray, be careful what you're saying. The motive was revenge, plain simple, Your Excellency. Yeah, just because she hated him for killing, you know, their mentor, would give her a reason to kill, but that doesn't necessarily mean she killed anybody. We could have Use right. Let's put up more details. Something we can use to bolster the defense. As it were. How can you tell they were being alone together? My mommy's son. God, son. I know, I wish I knew that made my alias real. Please tell the quote why exactly you were present at the bathing spot for the victim in the first place. Alone with her. I don't like that at all. There are other people present. A detective who was guarding Miss Breed for starters. I was just asked to accompany Miss Breed as a companion, that's all. But let us be clear. At the moment of her death, you were alone together with the victim in the hut and you and no one else. The truth is, there's only one reason why this young woman accompanied Miss Breed on her bathing sojourn. It was the accused's last chance to take the victim's life. Because as we know, the following day would see Miss Breed extracted to the British authorities in Shanghai. And the accused would never have the opportunity to dispatch her again. Kindly refrain from the conjecture, counsel. The prosecution counsel seems to enjoy perfecting tricks like that. But for now, at least, we need to assemble more facts. Criminal, let me divide you down. Alright, guess it's the bathing spot. If I may, Prosecutor Archie. You fresh-faced young yokel student. I wonder, could you explain, please? You mentioned about bathing spot? My apologies. Clearly, modern has confused the poor country's bumpkin simple mind. Bathing spots are the very latest trend in the health practices from the West. But the bathing in the water of the oceans is the most curative, therapeutic, and excellent way for the skins. Not what I meant. I was referring to the fact that Miss Breed had intents and purposes to be found guilty of the murder. Would like to know any relaxing by the sea. For old time's sake, I believe. Sorry. Miss Breed was to depart to Shanghai the following day. Her final wish was to enjoy a day at our country's wonderful coast. And the British Embassy to put in extreme pressure on our governments to comply. Because, as usual, our government was unable to stand against foreign powers. In matters of diplomacy, it seems that we don't even have the courage to decline the whims of a known criminal. Don't look at me, Professor. It was the government who granted permission, not I. But in any case, it was decided with a dedicated detective on duty could prove nothing could go wrong. In fact, a murder took place. I said, don't look at me. It was that young student girl who did it. No one proved that yet. I won't provoke the man need to. So, Your Excellency, if you'd be so kind to pursue this exhibit for the report that shows the scene of the crime, immediately following the grim incident. Ah, my toe! A tragic image. As you can clearly see, there is... I need to see what's in that photographic print, though. I'm just curious what's in that photographic print. What we don't know is... She... Okay. Stabbed from the back, I see. Why did she... Oh, that was her signature dress right there. The thing was open. Why was she... There was wine that was spilled over here, too. It doesn't explain on how, like, you can figure out that it was her, though. Everything will probably become clear later, as soon as I start understanding this case a little bit. As far as I can see in this picture, there's some footprints at the beginning of the door, too. And there's some footprints right behind her, too. So that could only mean one thing. Those footprints are awfully big for a woman, not gonna lie. You have to be a man to walk through there. What did they say what the murder weapon was? So what do you say with the piercing and lung result? Did they say what the murder weapon was? I don't think they did. Deeply troubling, I must say. The fingerlip prints. Oh, Your Excellency, naturally, prosecution has much more in this case. We intend to prove the accused appalling actions beyond our constitution. In that end, I confirm that we have multiple witnesses of the crime. Witnesses? But who? One whom, I might add, is a highly respected police detective. I assure you, the testimony was to leave no room for doubt. Please tell me it's not who I think it is. We'll bring forth your witness. I, Takashi Hachi, have been waiting for this moment. Sorry. Oh yes, I haven't forgotten the trial 9 months ago here at the courthouse, when that relevant little student boy utterly humiliated me. Yes? Never be forgotten. There's one of those clothes around them, but I guess you can imagine it. Should they ever took a pipe? Revolution, are you modern council? Silence. So take revenge back then on a minor miracle top of my head. Observe the Ozachi growth. She is suspending forth from the bare of my exposed crown. Silence. Today, I face another miracle still in your heart. The victory reminded me first with the seed of hope and every hand you warned. I just took the stand. Wait. Just state your names and occupations for the court. Chief. Inspector Satoru Asagami, Imperial Police Bureau. This guy's obviously a psychic go detective. And I am, well, the next big thing in the books. They're also renowned throughout the capital city. It's like, yes. So, you know, the sensational and the kind sensational success by Susuke Natsume. Natsume! How's it going? Natsume! Apartment. Yes, that's right. Oh, that's the story about before. Of course, being renowned author, impressive. Alone. You should have splashed Snapchat super stories. of course, being run out also. Hey guys, I'm gonna finish this later. My controller's dying. What's going on here?